Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you back in time 24 hours before that gig and show you what I did to get ready for it. I've also got more live video of me with my band at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. All right, here we go. All right, so I've got a gig tomorrow night, so I am changing the strings on my Telecaster, and then also I've got my Stratocaster here on my kitchen table, and I'm going to change the strings on that. I normally wouldn't change both sets of strings at the same time, like a night before a gig, but this Strat right here, I had put some strings on it that I did not like. I'm not going to mention the name, so I'm changing those strings out. And then it was time for me to change the strings on this one. The contact point between the back of the string and the fret gets a lot of wear from me bending the strings. And so I'm going to end up changing these strings tonight because I don't want to have to worry about when I go to bend a string that it feels like I'm bending it across sandpaper, you know. Now I just got the strings off the Strat and I'm about to do the fret buffing. It's been a while since I buffed these frets on this Strat. This is just a nail buffer. You get it at Sally Beauty Supply or somewhere like that. But I found that this works really well for buffing my frets. And I have to go down and I have to tape all these to keep that from damaging the fretboard. I'm gonna work on doing this all the way down just a lot. Okay, so as you see, I'm just buffing these frets, getting off the oxidation, corrosion, the oil from my fingers and everything, making it a lot easier to bend these strings. And it also gives you a cleaner contact point between the string and the fret, and it's going to increase your tone as well. It makes it sound a little brighter and cleaner. So we're going to finish this up, and then we're going to move on to conditioning the fretboard on this Strat. Now I use this Big Ben's fretboard juice. I don't really condition my maple neck because it's got a finish on it, but this fretboard on this Strat, it really needs this. So once I get the oil on there, then I kind of rub it in with my fingers to try to get it into the grain of the wood, and I let it sit for a little bit, and then I wipe off the excess before I put the strings on. Put it in high speed so you don't have to sit through all this. Anyway, so once I get this done, then I'll move on to the Telecaster and do the same thing with it, and then I'll show you guys how I break these strings in, get them stretched out. So here's the technique I have for stretching my strings out. I take my thumb and my index finger. The thumb is pushing down, the index finger is pushing up, and so you're working against each other like this. Hopefully you can see that. And I go up and down the neck, because if you stretch it down here and you don't stretch it up here at the top, when you go to, if you bend a note, you know, like that, up here, you didn't stretch it out. So you have to stretch it out evenly all the way up and down the neck. And then I'll do a couple stretches. I'll push down here at the bridge, and then I also get behind the nut. And I just keep doing this for a while until they don't go out of tune anymore. The next one up is the Strat. Okay, so I got both these guitars ready to go. Okay, so the reason why I do this, I didn't mention this earlier. When you're on stage and you've got new strings on your guitar and you're bending strings, your guitar's not gonna stay in tune. You're gonna constantly be fighting these strings. And so you gotta break them in, you gotta stretch them out. And then that way, you're not tuning your guitar between every song. These are ready to go. I'm gonna let these sit overnight, and then we'll get up tomorrow and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so here's everything I'm taking. This is a typical gig where I am bringing the PA and what I have to bring when I bring the PA. this is what I got. And so now we're gonna load it in the car. I get everything in there. I got my speaker stands in there. It's crazy. Yes, I know. And some people will ask me, man, why don't you just have a van? Why don't you just have an SUV? This is already paid for. I've got my work truck too, but so this is the way I pack all this stuff in here. The other thing I've got to get, very important, is the tip jug. I forget this all the time. Not tonight. Look at this rain. And we're playing outside. So it's a covered stage and everything at the back of this place, but this is the kind of stuff that you deal with playing music. You know, you never know what's gonna happen, and it may end up being an awesome night tonight, you know, by the time all this crap blows over. So I try to be positive, try to stay positive. You know, the guys in the band are like, man, it's raining. I try to not let anything bother me the day of the gig because I'm focused on what I'm doing. I got to get it done. I don't have time to sit and complain about everything not being ideal, because it'll never be ideal. I've learned to stop harping on that kind of stuff and just go on. So we will see you at the gig. Now, they may call this off. If they do, then it is what it is. We got 2 gigs next weekend, and both of those gigs are indoors. So this is just one of those gigs that it is what it is. You're at the mercy of the weather. As you can see, it's raining. Okay, got everything unloaded, brought it in. There's the sub. Got all this. This table right here will be gone. These people just doing like a thing. We don't play for another 2 hours. So everything now, I have to go to hooking everything up and getting everything set up. Okay, got everything set up. Everything going. A little crowd out here. Still, we still got about 30 minutes, 45 minutes before we play. This little party, hopefully. So this is what I got going on tonight. Got the Tonemaster going, sounding good. And oh, it's a little humid out here, but it's full of humid. I just got back from the gig, and everything went well. The rain ended up not being a factor. It didn't stop us. It was, you know, it kind of drizzled rain, and then it eventually stopped. We had a good turnout, and met some new people tonight. That was great. I'm sitting here eating some leftover pizza somebody gave me. The Tonemaster amp, I've kind of figured it out more. You know, I'm working with that thing, and I just keep trying things out to see what works, what doesn't work. The Strat did good tonight, played really well. I just wanted to, you know, just kind of give you a wrap up of the day and, you know, summarize my day. that was my whole day, you know, and it's like 12 o'clock at night right now. Ended up being a good gig. We got some good exposure. I got some leads on some other gigs from that. But I do this because I love playing. I enjoy meeting people. I love making people happy. I love making people smile. Sometimes it's overwhelming when you're running the sound and you're talking to the crowd and you're fronting the band and you're singing all the songs and you got to figure out which song you're going to sing next. Your guitar, you're trying to get the tone set on it as you go, and you've never played this venue before or much. I've played this venue this is about the third time I've played this venue, I think. It was a good day, and so I got some more videos coming up. I'm going to be doing some more guitar lesson videos. Y'all let me know what you like and if you like the content and if you want more of this type of stuff. Hopefully this helps some people out there just kind of seeing what I go through in running a band. Okay, so I just want to thank everybody for watching. We'll take it out with some footage of me playing tonight, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
Down. It's flooding down in Texas. All of the telephone lines are down. And I've been trying to call my baby. Oh, I can't get a single sound. The clouds are rolling in. Lord, I'm standing out in the rain. The dark clouds are rolling in. Lord, I'm standing out in the rain. All flood waters keep rolling. All about to drive me insane. You're gonna run to now. Hey Joe, tell me where you're gonna run to now. You saw I'm going way down south, way down Mexico. You said I'm going way down south, way down. Just let me know if you won't go to that home out on the range. Yeah. Stay with us. We'll be right back.